Happy Bastille Day from ABC 7. This is ABC 7 News at Noon.
A federal court has reinstated a ban on fishing gear to protect endangered right whales. Good afternoon, I'm Susan Farley. That ruling puts Maine lobstermen in a bind. Coming up, we'll take a look. Congressional leaders are also speaking out on the ban, including Maine's 2nd District Representative Jared Golden, who says Maine's lobster industry has been unfairly targeted. And for the first time in 2 years, the National Governors Association Summer Conference is being held in person, and it's being held here in Maine. We'll take a look along with the rest of our stories. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. First, let's check in with meteorologist Conrad Sapinski. Conrad?
Thank you so much. And our first weather is brought to you by Luigi and Fredericks across from Eastern Maine Medical Center, serving the greater Bangor area for over 65 years. So today is not the day to be out and about, as more chances of showers and thunderstorms are moving in all across the state. So that will be continuing throughout the day today, and the same thing into the overnight hours. And because of all those showers and thunderstorms, our muggy meter is showing that we're going to be more on the sticky end today. But by Friday, Saturday into Sunday, we're looking nice and comfortable out there. So perfect timing. But today is not going to be a nice one if you're out and about. Some mostly cloudy skies, I would say, partly cloudy in some locations, and then some showers and thunderstorms will be moving into the area. Temperatures in the mid-70s. Tonight, though, showers will be continuing and thunderstorms out there. Some might be on the stronger end, but temperatures will be in the mid to even upper 50s out there. So pretty much near our average. Tomorrow, though, a whole different ball game. Temperatures in the 80s. Mostly sunny skies, winds pretty calm out there, so looking nice out there tomorrow. But later on today, we'll continue to have thicker clouds and more showers moving in with temperatures in the 70s.
Thank you, Conrad. A man serving 35 years in prison for killing a man from Exeter has died. Jeffrey Sibley pleaded guilty to the July 1996 murder of Aaron White. White was shot to death in the woods behind a way station on Interstate 95 in Kittery. A statement from the Department of Corrections says 66-year-old Sibley died at the Maine State Prison at approximately 2:30 Wednesday morning. His death was attended by medical personnel. A big blow to Maine's lobster industry as a federal court reinstates a ban on fishing gear to protect endangered whales. The new rule follows a federal court ruling in favor of the whales. This is in an area nearly 1,000 square miles off of New England. It's a prime fishing area, and now it's off limits to lobster gear. Lauren Healy has more.
The U.S. District Court for the District of Maine issued a preliminary injunction to halt enforcement of the rules, but U.S. Court of Appeals vacated that ruling Tuesday.
It makes zero sense to me, to my colleagues, to the lobstermen.
Maine's congressional delegation reacting, denouncing the court's decision, saying the state's lobster industry has been unfairly targeted.
And this is what the data that the federal government and these judges and bureaucrats are using to justify regulating the Maine lobster fishery. I've got a second chart here that kind of explains this to people. Right whale deaths from Maine lobster gear since the year 1900, 0. Regulation costs for the Maine lobster fishery since the year 2021, $52 million in total and rising.
The National Marine Fisheries Service issued new regulations last year that prohibited lobster fishing with vertical buoy lines in part of the fall and winter in the area, which is in federal waters off Maine's coast. The ruling was intended to prevent North Atlantic right whales from becoming entangled in the lines. There are less than 340 right whales right now. This ruling was the second by a federal court in favor of right whale protection in the past week. A U.S. district judge ruled last week that the federal government hasn't done enough to protect the whales from entanglement in lobster fishing gear, which can be lethal, and new rules are needed to protect the species from extinction. The Maine Lobstermen's Association says, quote, "It is certainly disappointing that the federal appeals court has upheld the seasonal closure of nearly 1,000 square miles of fishing ground. This is distressing setback for the several hundred lobstermen who fish in that area." The industry is one of the most valuable in the U.S., worth more than $500 million in 2020.
Congressional leaders are speaking out, including Maine's 2nd District Representative Jared Golden, denouncing the court's decision, saying the state's lobster industry has been unfairly targeted. For years now, Maine lobstermen have been tangled in legal battles over these proposed regulations. With these two latest blows, many in the industry believe it only further hurts their livelihoods and the fishery itself. Golden believes there's faults in the science that many of the conservation groups are using to justify the fishery closure, saying there's still no evidence that right whales are dying in entanglements here in Maine.
And this is what the data that the federal government and these judges and bureaucrats are using to justify regulating the Maine lobster fishery. I've got a second chart here that kind of explains this to people. Right whale deaths from Maine lobster gear since the year 1900, 0. Regulation costs for the Maine lobster fishery since the year 2021, $52 million in total and rising.
Congressman Golden and other members of the delegation say lobstermen have tried to do the right thing in recent years, including spending tens of millions of dollars on types of new gear. A hearing on a separate court decision also related to the battle over the lobster industry is scheduled for next week. For the first time in 2 years, the National Governors Association Summer Conference is being held in person. Governor Janet Mills is hosting governors from across the country for the 3-day meeting in Portland. The governors are expected to take up issues like economic recovery and infrastructure. Rod Rogers has more.
The importance that technology plays for the rising generation is absolutely critical.
Jason Bagley is a senior director at Intel, which manufactures semiconductors used in everything from computers to cars.
It really governs every aspect of modern life. We have to have, and we rely very heavily on semiconductor chips and the technology that helps drive that.
He and his CEO are here at the Governor's Conference pushing new computer science initiatives in K-12 schools across the country. They'll also talk about where technology is heading and how students can prosper from it.
It's not just a computer programmer. It's not just someone who's writing code. It's someone who's leveraging the technology and the tools to be able to accomplish other things.
Some students in Maine are already getting a taste of computer science education, and at a very young age, as Governor Mills talked about when the governors met virtually last summer.
Kindergartners and first graders are learning robotics and computer coding. It's amazing. You can walk into an elementary school classroom or in the gym and see little kids flying drones and playing with robotics. And that's where it's got to start.
Improving tourism coming out of this pandemic will be another key discussion tomorrow. Governor Mills says she plans to showcase Maine's tourism attributes, including a lobster bake for the governors at Fort Williams Park. The Portland Region Chamber says having the nation's governors here is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to showcase Maine.
There have been 5 shark attacks in 2 weeks on the East Coast as warmer weather and more food are attracting more sharks. ABC's Andrew Dimberg brings us the latest.
This morning, lifeguards on both coasts on high alert after a string of new shark attacks.
A shark bite at the East Booth at Smith Point Park Pavilion.
On Long Island, New York yesterday, a surfer bitten on the leg by what officials believe was a tiger shark.
Suffered a initial laceration on the leg about 4 inches, was knocked off his board, and then saw the shark coming back around towards him.
Officials say the man punched at the shark after it moved towards him again. Thankfully, a wave then carried the man back to shore.
They've always been here, but they're closer to shore now. What we're looking at is something of a new normal.
A short time later, 25 miles away, another man standing in waist-deep water was bitten in the wrist and backside by a shark that came up from behind him. He was rushed to the hospital, expected to be okay. It's the 5th shark attack on Long Island in 2 weeks. Meanwhile, on the West Coast,
I was about 150 yards from being done near the beach when just wham!
62-year-old Steve Broomer is finally going home from the hospital 3 weeks after he was bitten by a great white off Monterey.
Turns out it was bit ferociously by a shark right across my thighs and my abdomen, and it grabbed me and pulled me up and then dove me down in the water.
He was bitten 3 times, lost nearly 30 pints of blood, and was 1 millimeter away from having a major artery severed.
I want to thank the Good Samaritans and the people on the beach and that lead-footed ambulance driver. Without all of you, I don't make it.
Back on the East Coast, 4 great whites have been spotted off the coast of New England in the last 3 days. People are urged to stay out of the water around dawn and dusk and stay with crowds. There's safety in numbers.
Coming up on ABC 7 News at noon, the idea of a 4-day work week is appealing to many, but now researchers say working fewer hours in the day may be a better option. We'll take a look when we return. We'll be right back.
Here at Colburn Shoe, we have something for the whole family. New spring arrivals are coming in daily from quality brands such as Hoka, Birkenstock, Dansko, Sperry, Merrill, and many more. We pride ourselves on our exceptional service. That is why we are America's oldest shoe store.
If you think you have Dupuytren's contracture, there's a simple test you can take. From anywhere, try to lay your hand flat against the surface. If you can't, you may have Dupuytren's contracture. Talk to a hand specialist about your options, including non-surgical treatments.
From the moment you could count all of their toes, all of their fingers, you knew you had to protect them. When it comes to protecting them against COVID, you need the facts. You can now get the COVID-19 vaccine with other immunizations for children 6 months and older. Just like other childhood vaccines, the COVID-19 vaccine has been proven safe and effective and is now authorized for children 6 months and older. Get the facts. Talk to your pediatrician or visit bravelikeme.com.
I work long hours to provide for my family, but with runaway inflation, it's getting harder to make ends meet. Instead of lowering costs for families, Washington liberals are attacking America's tech innovators. That's the wrong agenda at the wrong time. The left's bill will destroy jobs, make China stronger, and America weaker. Working people like me will pay the price. No Republican senator should support this liberal agenda. Tell Senate conservatives to reject the left's bill.
The stage was set for the show.
You were doing a concert. Who was the singer? That would be you. You promised that you would pay them a nominal amount, but that you would pay them.
But after the curtain fell...
When we came looking for him at the end of the event, he was gone already.
Did he take the money and run?
So why didn't you pay him?
He asked for a check. I did give him a check. I told him, I go, you know, you can't cash this.
Next, Judge Judy.
Thursday at 5, only on ABC 7.
This week on Jeopardy! Mark the veterinarian is ready for wildlife categories.
I got to work on cheetahs, bobcats, Burmese pythons, red-tailed hawk.
Wow! But we have a summer blockbuster instead.
Characters in the movie. The first in a series had Morpheus, Trinity, and Agent Smith.
And a little fun with numbers.
4, 4. 4, 4, 4, 4.
See what all the fours are for.
Looks like a perfect formula for another great game.
This week on Jeopardy!
All this week at 7:30, only on ABC 7.
If you've been injured in an accident, tell them you mean business.
The Maine Public Utilities Commission has launched an investigation into T-Mobile's phone numbering practices. The investigation comes after the North American Numbering Plan Administrator's announcement last month that the Maine's 207 area code is predicted to exhaust in 2025. In response, the Commission has been closely monitoring the numbering forecasts of all providers. After reviewing T-Mobile's number resource request between January 2021 and April 2022, the Commission claims it has reason to question the company's numbering practices, including the rate at which old numbers are returned to the system. In a statement, Commissioner Philip Bartlett said, in part, quote, "This case is part of our ongoing effort to extend the life of Maine's single 207 area code. Last year, we opened a case to look into numbering practices of Verizon Wireless, and now we are doing the same with T-Mobile, as they may also be using unrealistic forecasting goals, unnecessarily tying up available phone numbers." The idea of a 4-day work week is appealing to many, but researchers say working fewer hours in the day may be a better option. Recent reports say researchers in Iceland and other countries believe wrapping up work in 6 hours instead of 8 could lead to more productivity. It could also help improve employee well-being. They say employees could work more efficiently and focus better. Researchers do point out this may not work for every company. They say employers may be forced to hire more people, leading to higher costs, and there's a chance people may work extra hours outside of the office. Now with Thursday's business news, here's Leo Jonathan.
Inflation hit 9.1% in June, according to the Labor Department. That's the highest in over 40 years, the increase driven by rising gas prices. Microsoft will help Netflix build the next version of its service, an option for streaming supported by ads. The streaming giant will be offering a lower price tier that includes commercials after losing 200,000 subscribers in the first 3 months of this year. A New Jersey-based cryptocurrency lender, Celsius, has filed for bankruptcy protection after the recent slide in crypto prices. Lenders like Celsius saw a boom over the last 2 years, luring in investors with high interest rates and easy access to loans. And if you're looking at future travel plans, Delta Airlines says that its fall and winter bookings are still relatively strong. I'm Leo Jonathan with Thursday's Business on ABC 7.
Coming up, the founder of Penobscot Community Cares is on a mission to help people with substance use disorder and other mental health issues. When we return, we'll see how. We'll be right back.
It's your personal security detail. It's your invisible enforcer. It's your blind spot spotter, dedicated protector, precious cargo carrier, IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus. The Hyundai Tucson, Palisade, and Santa Fe. It's your journey. Own it. Lease an all-wheel drive Tucson for $239 a month with new inventory arriving daily. See your Bangor Hyundai dealer.
Winter Harbor Lobster Co-op is a small group of independent Maine fishermen who want to make sure you get the freshest lobsters we can provide. To do that, we sell direct to the public to avoid long storage times and inflated prices. For the best quality, texture, and taste, our live lobsters have to have ideal conditions from the time we catch them to when they arrive at your table. Please browse our website for fantastic deals on real, fresh Maine lobster and other seafood. Winter Harbor Lobster Co-op, from our boats to your door.
Established in 1925, Bangor Floral has been a premier provider of beautiful floral arrangements and thoughtful gifts for almost 100 years. Whatever the occasion, our premium collection of colorful blooms, blossoming plants, and gift baskets have warmed hearts for generations. We strongly support the Buy Local movement, purchasing directly from local farms and growers, and we are committed to the preservation of our environment. Bangor Floral, located at 332 Harlow Street. Stop in today to experience a flower shop like no other.
At Central Maine Denture, licensed denturist Patrick Allen has been creating smiles with private care and premium service for many years and is now serving patients in Eastern Maine at his new Bangor office. Central Maine Denture provides full, partial, immediate, hybrid, and implant dentures, as well as repairs, relines, and rebases. Patrick Allen makes all of the dentures in-house from start to finish, and the quality shows in his patients' happy smiles. Now you can reclaim your smile at Central Maine Dentures.
I got certified as a crash reconstructionist in 2005. I've investigated 150 crashes. 90% of those are speed related.
Vehicle rolled over several times.
When vehicles approach 30 miles an hour over the speed limit, the injuries start getting more serious to the point of being fatal. It's scary how fast someone's life can be altered forever just by driving a little bit too fast. The old adage is speed kills. It is absolutely the case.
The founder of Penobscot County Cares is on a mission to help people with substance use disorder and mental health illness. Stephanie Wittenbach has more.
Penobscot County Cares is seeking American Rescue Plan Act funds from the city of Bangor. The organization, comprised of 35 health-related groups, is dedicated to helping folks struggling with permanent housing, mental health issues, and substance abuse disorder.
Those three areas are reaching crisis levels. And again, because we have American Rescue Plan Act monies, millions and millions of dollars that we haven't had before, now is the time to invest in solutions to these problems.
The organization's founder, Doug Dunbar, worked as Maine's Chief Deputy Secretary of State. Now he is dedicating his life to helping people in the community get back on their feet. Dunbar says he wants people to know he has personally struggled with substance abuse, an experience which has inspired him to help others. Dunbar says the problems in Penobscot County are getting worse. A recent survey by the University of Maine says this year the state is seeing 4 additional deaths per month compared to last year.
If we can address these problems more vigorously on the front end, before they become, critical, we can save money in the long run, we can save lives, we can have healthier communities.
Dunbar has also advocated for small villages for the homeless community and hopes that could be a solution if Bangor City Council approves. In Bangor, I'm Stephanie Wittenbach reporting for ABC7 and Fox 22.
It's not unusual for cancer patients to deal with depression, but they don't always get connected with professional help. Researchers say they may have a solution that could help. ABC's Jay O'Brien explains.
Screening programs can go a long way in helping cancer patients who are experiencing depression get the help they need. That's according to a study in the Journal of the American Medical Association. Researchers developed programs for patients at different oncology clinics in Southern California. They used surveys to screen patients for depression when diagnosed with cancer and at every follow-up visit. The researchers also educated the clinic staff and gave them feedback on their performance. They then compared the data to data from clinics where staff were only educated on depression and not given custom-made programs for patient screening. They found more patients will get a referral for mental health services if the staff have those custom-made programs to help screen patients for depression. Doctors say more research is needed to understand the exact benefit and cost-effectiveness of the program. With this Medical Minute, I'm Jay O'Brien.
Maine credit unions raised $121,000 in June for the Ending Hunger campaign. Starting June 1st, the Maine Credit Union League encouraged their members, businesses, and the public to make donations to those who are struggling with food insecurity. Donations were accepted both online and at union branches, with 25% of the proceeds raised online benefiting Good Shepherd Food Bank.
To combat this issue, it's more than just raising money. It's an important part of it. So talking about hunger, identifying the root causes, those are all issues that we care about and we're trying to work through with partners across the state like Good Shepherd Food Bank.
Since 1990, the Maine Credit Union League's campaign for ending hunger has raised more than $11.3 million, including $930,000 in food and cash contributions last year. When we return, Conrad Sapinski has your 5-day forecast.
For the best selection in classic and contemporary furnishings, stop by Richard Parks Furniture on High Street in Ellsworth. Handcrafted New England-made bedrooms and dining rooms, imported Scandinavian recliners and upholstery, more than 40 lines of furniture for the home and patio. Richard Parks Furniture is your #1 stop for quality, functionality, and well-designed furniture at affordable prices. Richard Parks Furniture.
Discover Richard Parks.
132 High Street in Ellsworth.
Discover Richard Parks.
Nearly all commercial vehicles carry big insurance policies. So if you're hurt by one of these box trucks, or by a garbage truck, or by any kind of commercial vehicle, you may have a big case worth big money. But they don't just give that money up. You need someone who's going to fight for it. That's exactly why you need to call the Twos. I'm Jim with Lowry & Associates. If you've been hurt by any commercial truck, call the Twos. We win for you.
Hurt by a commercial truck? Call the Twos. Call 222-2222.
For the first half of his life, Ed Bushy hid his inability to read from everyone until a crisis led him to confront his secret. So he called literacy volunteers at Bangor. He got a tutor and he learned to read. For the rest of his life, Ed promoted literacy to anyone who would listen. Ed's granddaughter, Kayla, was listening. Her grandfather's story inspired her to volunteer as a literacy tutor. Like Kayla, you can help us reach and teach people like Ed. The need is great, especially now. Become a tutor with literacy volunteers today.
Lucky you, Press Your Luck is back.
I'm going to press my luck.
That is a lot of moolah.
Stop!
You're the worst.
Press Your Luck is back. New tonight on ABC. ABC Tonight. It's a new comedy game show between juniors.
The comedy team known as the 3 what?
3 dummies?
And seniors.
What's TikTok?
Kelly Ripa hosts Generation Gap. New tonight, 9/8 Central on ABC.
United Way of Eastern Maine is making investments intended to help people in need. Matthew Duronsik has the latest.
On Wednesday, United Way of Eastern Maine announced a $2.2 million investment over the next 3 years to support nonprofits, communities, and residents across Eastern Maine. For the organization's president, Shira Patterson, she could not wait for this day to finally come.
It's an incredible day, and it's wonderful to be here in person with all of these partners to celebrate.
The group will disperse more than 50 awards to nonprofits and programs across Eastern Maine whose goals are to help the community, specifically individuals and families struggling with housing, childcare, and food insecurity. With many groups in need, Erin Berry of the reviewing board shared what she learned from this year's applicants.
It was just so incredibly moving to see, one, how much need there is in the community, but inspiring to me that there's such great agencies and programs that are here and able to address it.
Those who have been accepted into the program must demonstrate making an impact toward the group's 2028 bold goals, including promoting self-sufficiency for all, prevention, treatment, and recovery support from substance abuse disorder, as well as guaranteeing all children have quality early learning experiences. Many groups already have planned for what to do with this money, including Rebecca Kirk with the Eastern Area Agency on Aging.
We're going to be funded for our Place at the Table program, and we know that food insecurity among seniors is something that's only continuing to grow. So being a part of the United Way initiatives moving forward for the next 3 years is going to be key for us to be able to meet this continuing need.
Reporting from Brewer, Matthew Jurancic, ABC7, Fox 22.
York County saw severe thunderstorms Tuesday night. CMP Vice President of Electric Operations Andrew DeRoser says that towns of Standish, Limerick, and Leamington in particular saw significant tree damage due to the storms. He says crews were on standby anticipating the storms and worked throughout the night to make restorations and continued those efforts throughout Wednesday.
There might be a few customers that lag into the night as where some of these camp roads we're working on now have pretty extensive tree damage, and it's been tough to get the roads open and get the crews down in there to those places.
DeRosia wants to remind people to always stay away from any downed wires and give crews plenty of space while they make restoration efforts. Now let's check your full forecast with Conrad Sapinski. Conrad?
Thank you so much. And our main weather for today is brought to you by Scott's Recreation, New England's largest trailer dealer, home of Maine's lowest camper and tractor prices. Locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono, Maine. So more rain, showers, and thunderstorms will be moving in today. So if you're trying to plan something outdoors, today is not the day for that, as the showers and thunderstorms continue throughout the day today, and same thing into the overnight hours tomorrow. But in luck for us, all of that starts to clear out by tomorrow, and same thing right in time for the weekend. Lots of sunshine out there, and temperatures will continue to climb up there to some above average trends. But so far the last couple of weeks we've been up and down like a roller coaster, but temperatures overall been near average, as our average high this time of year is close to 81 degrees. So temperatures been pretty solid and steady the last couple of weeks, but our trend is showing an uplift. Temperatures will be close to 90 degrees by Sunday, so a hot weekend, and same thing for next week, a hot start to next week. Temperatures pretty much hovering in the 80s out there, so above average temperatures will continue to hover out there. But today though, a not so pleasant day. Temperatures in the mid 70s, and more chances of showers and thunderstorms will continue to move in a couple of rounds. So be on and off non-stop throughout the day today, and that will continue into tonight as temperatures drop into the mid to upper 50s out there. At least that wind is finally calm out there. So we had some gusty winds not that long ago, and now finally winds are calm out there, and that same thing will continue into tomorrow. Just much nicer weather out there. Temperatures in the 80s, lots of sunshine. So don't forget your sunscreen. UV indexes will be on the higher end. So burn time is close to an hour, but our extended outlook does show rain moving out by Friday, and same thing continues right in time for the weekend. Temperatures in the mid to upper 80s, and then more chances of showers and thunderstorms by Monday.
Thank you, Conrad. That's all for ABC 7 News at noon. Thanks for watching. I'm Susan Farley. We'll see you this evening with Peter Dubois and Beth Jones on ABC 7 News at 6. Have a great afternoon.
Help Maine children win the fight against cancer by supporting the Heroes Hope Healing McDonald's Golf Classic, presented by Bangor Savings Bank. To date, the event has raised more than $500,000.